So in the last chapter or last video lesson, we have seen what is the photosynthesis and what are the different phases involved in photosynthesis. In order to summarize, we shall see that photosynthesis is the production of food by plants. That is the conversion of carbon dioxide and water in the presence of solar energy and chlorophyll to glucose and oxygen. So this is a basic definition of photosynthesis. Now we shall see what happens in the plant after photosynthesis. So after photosynthesis, the energy is stored in glucose, right? So this glucose will be moved on to the fruits or roots and other parts of the plant through phloem. And if excess amount of the glucose is there, then it will be converted to starch, and that starch will be stored in specific tissues in the plants. So after photosynthesis takes place, the plant possesses energy in the form of glucose, and it also has extra water and oxygen. So what happens to the oxygen is that some of the oxygen is used by the plant itself for some metabolism inside the plant body, and the rest of the oxygen will be removed or moved outside through the stomatal opening of the leaves. Then the excess water, some of the water will be used by the plant itself, and the other excess water will be lost to the atmosphere through the process of transpiration through stomatal opening. So this is what happens in the case of water and oxygen. Then this glucose and water can also be kept inside the plant and moved to different parts of the plant through the xylem and phloem tubes. So as the water exits the plant from the leaves by the process called transpiration, new water will be absorbed by the stem and into the leaves for photosynthesis again. And the excess glucose will be converted to starch, and this starch will be stored in sometimes in parenchymatous cells of the leaves or in stems, or largely in the fruit or root of the plants. So plants have excess starch stored in them. So this is what happens after photosynthesis. And when the plant need excess energy, what happens is that there is catabolic processes that happens in the body which will convert the stored starch into glucose, and this glucose will be break down expelling energy in the form of ATP molecules, and this energy will be used by the plants for their metabolic purposes. So this is what that happens after photosynthesis. Now we shall see a small experiment, and that experiment, while you are doing that experiment, you would understand that the excess glucose are stored in the form of starch in leaves and stems, etc. So what is that? You take a potted plant, cover the leaf with a black tape, put it under sunlight. After a while, take the plant from the sunlight and keep it in the dark room, and after that you cut that specific leaf from the potted plant. Remove the black tip and double boil it in water, and the chlorophyll get disseminated into the water. Then after that you take that colorless leaf and put some iodine drops onto the leaf, and the tape covered region of the leaf will be colorless, but the area that is not covered by the tape will be blue black in color, which indicates the presence of starch. So as you can see, in leaves photosynthesis happens and the starch is also stored.